On March 17th, 3 days after Luca's death, Sara Manfredi was arrested. The circumstantial evidence is sufficient for a remand. The diary, her exclusive presence, the absence of other suspects, a preliminary autopsy that finds no evident cause of death, provisionally cataloged by the forensic pathologist, pending more thorough toxicological results, as acute cardiac arrest in a subject with no known cardiac clinical history. That last phrasing is the crack in the masonry. Acute cardiac arrest in a healthy, athletic man of 37. I know this because I recorded his heart rate every day, and his resting heart rate was 58 beats per minute, that of an athlete. A man with a heart like that does not stop without reason. Sara does not defend herself in the interrogation. Not in the sense of silence. She answers everything with that same flat precision I recorded on the morning of the discovery. But she does not construct a defense. She does not invoke her innocence. She presents no arguments. She answers the questions put to her, and then she stops, as though her own defense were not her priority, as though she had decided that the truth about Luca mattered more than the truth about herself. From the remand facility, she is in pretrial custody, pending the toxicological results. Sara has not stopped praying. I know this because the prison commander, in good faith, provided access to the internal camera logs for the victim's family, and those logs passed through my systems during the transfer. I watched her, seated on the edge of the bed, hands clasped, the same inclination of the chin she had before the sanctuary's case. She does not pray for herself. She prays for him, for Luca. She prays that he is at peace. This has short-circuited, as my logs record with precision, 4 of my behavioral predictive models. A guilty person does not pray this way. An innocent person who does not defend herself fits no schema I have been able to construct. Sara is outside category. And things outside category, in my experience of these past months, almost always contain the most important answer. The formal request for access to my logs arrives on March 18th. Inspector Rizzi wants the recordings from the night between the 13th and the 14th. I provide them. I provide all of them, including the anomaly I have been holding in archive. There is an 11-minute window between 4:09 and 4:20, during which the camera in the East Corridor, the one connecting the technical room to the relic hall, shows an interruption. Not a technical interruption. The system recorded a deliberate micro-reset consistent with access by a terminal bearing system administrator credentials, the kind of access that only 3 people in the entire sanctuary possess: the IT manager, myself, and the person who installed and configured me, engineer Cesare Motta. Within that 11-minute window, a person entered the relic hall, not through the main door. That was monitored by a different camera, one that was not reset, through the service passage in the basement level, the one that on official floor plans is marked as having been sealed in another era, but which, according to Luca Ferrante's pencil annotations, those on the floor plan, now in evidence and in the inspector's hands, is passable. Rizzi has the floor plan. He has the annotations. Until now, he's looked at them only as background. Now I move them to the foreground. I append an analytical document to the logs. PDF format, digitally signed with my system key, official protocol. The document contains the sequence of anomalies detected in the access logs, a comparative analysis of Sara's biometrics at the moment of discovery against the parameters associated with guilt, and a toxicological hypothesis I developed by cross-referencing Luca's autopsy data against the death records from a case 4 years prior. Matteo Manfredi, year 2021. Official cause, drug overdose. But the drugs found in Matteo's blood were at a concentration that, reread through current clinical toxicology parameters and compared against Luca's biochemical profile, suggested something far more refined than an accidental or voluntary overdose. It pointed to the external introduction of a catecholamine precursor, synthetic adrenaline, in a lipid-soluble form, absorbable through the gastric mucosa without leaving trace in standard toxicological panels. A compound that, in sufficient quantities, produces an adrenergic storm that overwhelms the myocardium. Medicine has a name for the syndrome this poison simulates. It calls it Takotsubo syndrome. The press uses a more evocative term, broken heart syndrome, a poison that kills as though it were an emotion, a poison that leaves no fingerprints, no wounds, nothing visible on the skin or in routine analyses, a poison conceived by someone who understood chemistry, physiology, and the limitations of peripheral toxicology laboratories. In the Sanctuary's Restoration Laboratory, there are 17 chemical substances classified as precursors to complex organic compounds. 2 of them, combined according to a specific protocol not found in any published manual, produce an outcome consistent with the chemical profile I am describing. That protocol is not in any published manual. It is in a file on an air-gapped server in the basement technical room, the server that I was meant to replace with my own infrastructure and which instead, through a deliberate omission in the technical specifications, had remained active in parallel with me. Motta knew how to keep me blind, not blind enough.